Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to today's installment of Mike's Vehicle Vlogs. Thank you so much for watching. This is a continuance of the last vlog that I filmed yesterday. So we are dealing with the 2015 Ford Fiesta, in case you didn't watch the last vlog. We have a temperature blend door issue, and the car will not go off of heat mode. So when you try to turn, your temperature inside the car down, the temperature does not go down. It is stuck in heat. I originally thought that it's probably a bad temperature door actuator, because that car in particular has a history of blend door actuators going bad. As I mentioned, it's on its fourth mode door actuator, and we replaced the recirculation door actuator once already. So the temperature one, I just kind of figured it's, just going with the trend. However, I bought an actuator, and come to find out, after doing some more research, you have to remove the entire dash to get to said actuator. It's really not far into the dash. It's literally right behind the passenger side of the dashboard panel, like where your knee can touch. And it's literally right there, but you can't access it. I've tried and I've given up. So I decided to bring the scan tool out. We did have an issue because the temperature control module did actually log a code for the cabin temp sensor. And the cabin temperature sensor is responsible for drawing air into itself and kind of reading what the cabin temperature is, feeding that information back to the temperature control module. And that way it kind of knows, like, especially in automatic mode, it knows what to comfortably adjust your temperature to. Well, this sensor, we pulled it out yesterday. It was all dusty. It was all cruddy inside. Tried to clean it out and such. It did have open voltage at 5.1 volts, so it was reading like it wasn't plugged in, and the temperature readings were all, wonky, it seemed. So, I thought cleaning it up might help it a little bit, and we were getting readings that seemed more appropriate, through the scan tool. However, not too long after I, was actually wrapping up the vlog, I rescanned everything, and it's back to open voltage again. So I'm wondering, I doubt it's an actual wiring issue. That just, I don't know, doesn't really seem likely, in my opinion. I feel like it would be the sensor itself, and the fact that that sensor is not, the fact that the sensor's not really reading and it's at open voltage and stuff, it could be defaulting the temperature control module to heat as a safety, because, like where we live, ice, snow, you got to be able to see, you need defrost and all that stuff. So that's what I'm leaning toward at this point. And even when we were having the readings on the sensor actually kind of working and variable voltages and stuff, judging from the scan tool, the thing still wasn't working. And I wonder if it really has something to do with this cabin temperature sensor. I called around a little bit yesterday. It is, of course, a dealer-only part, or I should say manufacturer-only part, and we have to order it. But I'm gonna take a little bit of a shortcut today. We're gonna go to the junkyard, and they have a few Fiestas at the yard. I think we're just gonna pull one. They have a 2016 Fiesta. That's the newest one that they have, and I'm hoping we can find that one. But I would like to pull that sensor and just kind of take it home. It's not really the right way to do it, because if it's a bad sensor, or if we have the same result, obviously we just kind of threw money away. But who knows? it doesn't seem like this is something that should go bad too often. I've never really heard of that being an issue. So maybe, the newer one that we get, the newest one that we get, maybe it'll actually work, and maybe that'll actually allow the car to come off of heat mode. While I'm here, I may as well pull an evap purge valve off of another Fiesta, because I have yet to actually buy a new one, obviously, and I'm kind of tired of it, giving her problems, and it's not good for the car. The reason why I haven't ordered it yet is because I don't want an aftermarket one. I want to buy the OEM because the tubes come with it, the lines. It's kind of a weird setup if you buy an aftermarket one, but the tubes on the factory one are kind of heat shrunk onto it in a way. So I don't want to mess with the lines. I want to just replace it all as a unit. And that evap purge valve is over $100 now from Ford. I remember when I replaced my sister's a few years ago, I paid like $60 some for it, and it's well over $100, and that's quite a bit at this time. So we're gonna take our chances with a used one and just see if it'll at least get her by, for a while, until I actually feel like ordering a new one. And we'll put it to the test today. We'll install it. The car needs gas. It's almost completely empty because I ran a lot of it yesterday trying to figure out this whole heat thing. So when we put it in, the telltale sign of a bad purge valve is filling your tank and then having the car not start up after filling it. So then we'll know if we bought a good purge valve or not. But again, it's a 50-50. Anytime you get something from the junkyard, it's a 50-50 chance. Hopefully luck is in our favor today for both situations. If the cabin temperature sensor still is giving a problem, I might have to do a little more diag testing electrically. But I don't know. I still find it hard to believe that the issue is in the dashboard. That would really surprise me. Crazy things have happened. Crazy things with cars in particular nowadays. It very well could be an electrical issue in the harness or something, but I don't know. So throwing parts at it, like I've said before, is not the ideal way to fix things, but we're just gonna use the junkyard. Maybe we'll get lucky, and if not, then I guess we're just kind of back where we've been. So let's head out. Since the clocks have changed, it's 50% off day. Alright, so now we just gotta find our few Fiestas that are here. There's an older one. Like I said, my sights are on the 16. Focus. Fusion. Oh, here's another older one. 13. Just for grins. Another thing I got to pay attention to is the fact that we have automatic climate control. So I need to make sure that it's got the automatic climate control. This one, I don't think it even has it. There's no vent there. Alright, so we've got a 2014 Fiesta. This one is the EcoBoost, which means it had the 3-cylinder engine. So this one was also a stick. It smells pretty bad in here. It has the automatic climate controls, and I see the vent for the sensor. The column's already pulled out part out of it. This door stay open. Oh, no, they broke the column. But that one has would have the sensor. We might revisit this one, but because we know for sure this one's got the same climate system. So that could work. Well, this was the 16. I found it. It's all blown up. It does not have the same system, so this one does not have a temp sensor. It also does not have an engine, so no evap purge valve out of this one. It's already gone. Oh man. So from the looks of it, this red one is the only one that I can get that cabin temp sensor out of, so I think we're gonna go ahead and take it. It seems like our only option today. Sometimes people are just so disrespectful at the junkyard. This was unnecessary, you know. Let's get the other one. I'm really hoping this works. You know. Oh, that one's already torn apart. Alright. Well. And it looks like it's still there. So fixed it out. There it is. Alright, now I gotta remember how to unplug this thing. This was kind of a pain. Oh, there we go. Still looks dirty. We'll try to clean it out again. Hopefully it reads better than the one that's in there now. Looks exactly the same. Part of me wonders if I should just buy the head, just in case. I mean, it's half off day. This thing had the exact same setup as my wife's. Heated seats and ambient lighting, and it's all the same. I don't know. I still don't think it's the control head. I really don't. I'll think about it. I'll ponder upon it while I'm here looking for an evap purge valve, and we'll see. So, but for now, for sure, I want that one. Alright, so we did luck out with a cabin temperature sensor today. Unfortunately, no evap. They were all cut out, they were all gone. Everybody took the ones that were on the existing Fiestas. They didn't have as many Fiestas today as they said they did online. But yeah, luckily we did get the cabin temp sensor with the appropriate, you know, I did not buy the HVAC module, the control head. I don't know, I still don't think it's it. I could have bought it today, but I don't know. If it does come down to that, then at least I know that there's one here, and I'll hurry back to try to get it. So let's go ahead and head home now. I'm getting hungry, and then we'll go ahead and put this in and see if we have any different, anything different happen with our issue. Put the wheel up this time. Thought maybe I can get more room. Feels like I can. Oh, trying to fight to get this thing back in. It's gonna suck. I honestly don't even know which way it's supposed to turn. No, okay, there we go. Alright. I think I pulled this up. Yeah, okay. Oh boy. Alright. So we'll put that one on the ground. We'll take this one from the junkyard. Plug it in. This way, right? Oh, goes in so rough. Okay, and now I have to try to push it back into the thing. I want it to be in place when we go to turn it on for the first time. Oh, it's so hard to do. Now there is a little notch on the bottom. See, a little notch there, and it lines up with a notch that's kind of feels like it's off center inside this vent. I didn't bring the flashlight. Okay, so I think I got it in there. So now let's go ahead and get this all booted up. Before I do anything, I want to make sure that we have our codes cleared and such. Alright, so we'll wait for this thing to boot up. Boy, I really hope that this is going to fix this. And that this is a good sensor. If not, I'm only out $2. Yeah, that thing was only $2 today. Ain't that something? Okay, so if I go into read codes, we should only have the stored freeze frame codes. So if there was a problem, you know, already, I can hear it working. I can hear the little fan buzzing a little bit. So, but if there's no, you know, immediate open or anything like there was, these should be freeze frame codes from the last one. Okay, so that is a freeze frame code. So let's go ahead and we'll erase it. Oops. Okay, so that's been erased. I'm going to read it one more time. When it's going through diag mode, I can hear things moving in the dash. It honestly leads me to think that that temp door is moving. Along with the other, you know, actuators and stuff, probably. No fault codes. Okay, so live data. I'm going to go ahead and start it up. Okay, so it is 56 degrees outside. In here it might be a little warmer. In-car temperature 20 degrees Celsius, 2.3 volts, 19, probably drawing in the breeze a little bit. So 20 degrees Celsius, let me get my phone. I'm just going to do this all over again like we did yesterday. Celsius to Fahrenheit. So degrees Celsius 20. So 68 degrees Fahrenheit in here is what it says. And like I said, it feels kind of warm in here because of the sun. So that seems to be kind of accurate. So here's what we're going to look at. So blend door is still on hot position. I don't have this turned on. Alright, so it's on high as of right now. I wonder what will happen if I start turning it down. And it's not changing. The blend door is still not working. Temperature set at 15 degrees Celsius. It says low, so that's about right. If we turn the thing up, you can see it's 30 degrees Celsius. That's what it's set to, which is high. But yeah, that blend door is still not working. Darn it. In-car temperature 21 Celsius. Alright, so from the looks of it, we might have fixed one thing. But we still didn't resolve the main issue. Alright, so we're back under here. And you know what? So, it's kind of tough. But I'm pretty sure that's the gear for the actuator. Like, that's the actuator, I'm pretty sure right there. You can see that white thing. I'm pretty sure that's the gear door, or the door, the gear for the actuator. I want to try to see if I can get my hand on it or something. Maybe poke it. See if any of this stuff will change. Now I don't know if this is on low. I don't know if it will keep trying to command it to move or if it times out. Also, I don't know which way it's supposed to go. But I'm going to try to get a screwdriver in there. I don't know if I could be able to film it. Okay, so I pulled the floor vent out from this side of the dash. It connects to this guy, which, you know, is right there. Just kind of wiggled its way out. And then I know I'm going to have a fun time trying to put that back in. Now I wonder if we could pull this off. There's a wiring thing around it. Oh boy. Well, okay, so it feels like it can come off. Well, it's off. All right. Holy crap. I'm pretty sure that's the actuator. Oh no. All right. So now that's literally all I could see. So we got the connector. That was the wiring that was around this piece here. Crap, I didn't even pay attention to how that came off. Oh, it's specifically shaped. Okay. Okay. We'll worry about that later. Alright, so I see the one screw. See, now the problem is, are we going to be able to actually get it out? Because that's still pretty, that still feels pretty tight. On the plus side, while we're here, I have better access to it now. Can we try to maybe wedge the gear that I'm having a hard time seeing? I'm not sure which way it's supposed to turn. Well, either way, that thing doesn't want to budge. See, I don't know now that we actually have access to it, I'm not 100% sure if we can actually get it out or not. Out of curiosity though, I'm unplugging it. So there's a red lock. And then there should be a tab. Alright, so that guy's unplugged. And now it's at 100%. So let's put the new guy in. This is really going to mess things up. So let's put this guy in. See what it does. I'm trying to do this in a way that you can see. Okay, so it still says 100% hot. Oh, you know what? It's still not moving. I'm gonna start it up. Oh, snap. You know what? This dude's still not working. So the value changed. It's at 100% on the scan tool, but that thing is not doing anything. Interesting. Okay. Boy. If it's this thing, holy crap. All of this for nothing. I'm almost tempted to go back and pull that. Wow. Yeah, because I would have thought, you know, us turning that, this thing would have, it would have done something. Alright. So it still says 100%. I still can't manually move that door, I don't think. Alright, let me plug it back into the existing one back here. The value changes back to 98%. See? And it still doesn't move. Oh my gosh. I swear to God, don't tell me it's the control head. That is unbelievable if that's what it is. So yeah, it is very weird that, you know, when we unplug it, it is referencing at 100%, and we put it back into the door and it's at 98%, which just means that this particular actuator isn't all the way to hot, but it is referencing, which is very interesting. And yet there's no command going to the new actuator when we plug it in. I mean, there's nothing else here on this thing, just everything runs the same way through that plug. Very, very interesting. And I don't know, so part of me is wondering, as a last ditch effort, and this would just be hilarious, if there is a way to reset this module at all. I highly doubt it. I was just thinking if we pull the fuse, or, you know, because I could unplug it completely from the back, but I'm not taking all this apart again. But if we pull the fuse for the HVAC system, maybe, you know, give it a few moments, and then maybe when power comes back to that module, maybe it'll, you know, kind of like reset itself, and it'll start working again. I don't know. I'm not usually one who believes in the whole, you know, plug it in and, you know, you plug it in and it'll reset, you know, type thing. Sometimes it works. Okay, that's in there. Is there a loose wire? I'm kind of moving things around. Doesn't feel like it. This wire goes up here to someplace hot, and it feels like it ties into the harness that's probably going into the back of that thing. Alright, so according to the manual, this is the inside fuse box, which is right here. And fuse number 12, it's a 7.5 amp fuse. It says climate control. That is in that bunch there. So third on the left. It's right under that yellow fuse. So we're gonna go ahead and pull that. And that should completely kill that circuit there. These are a little overkill, but it is pretty deep in there. Oh, I don't think I can get that, can I? And it also killed the that climate temp sensor. Oh man, it must have killed my it must have killed the circuit for the scan tool too. So yeah, that module's dead now. Alright. Wow. That little fuse does a lot more than just climate control, apparently. So, I don't know, we'll just let that sit for a minute or two. Alright. So, it's been about 3 minutes. Oh, this angle's terrible. I don't know what hand I should use. Okay. I can't see. There it goes. Alright. Alright, so it did reset that. It's at 72. Is our scan tool back on? I hear this fan going. Okay, so we got that. That thing still says hot, and this thing changed. Unreal. So I hear the other blend door changing the positions based on, you know, where we're putting the temperature, because it's on auto. Bring it back up to the dashboard here. Yeah, we can see firsthand, no door movement. I would have laughed so hard if that's all it would have been too. So if I unplug that, it still goes to 100. Put our new one back in just for grins. And yeah, nothing there either. Okay, so we're going to attempt to do a pinpoint test now, because I was able to locate the pinpoint test. Had to take several screenshots on my phone. So the first thing we need to do is check voltage at this connector here. This tells me I have to go. We're gonna have to take this apart too, and disconnect the back of the you know, the module itself. And it also wants me to disconnect the air distribution blend door actuator also. So we already have the steering column taken apart, so we can get in there, unplug that briefly, probably because I'm sure, you know, they all kind of tie into one another perhaps. So we need to isolate it, and we need to isolate this. Okay, so the module's out. There's a white connector, black connector, and the way that these come out is they're cams. So you just kind of push down the tab, and then you rotate the little black lever, and then they pop out. I have to look to see which one we're supposed to be going after, because so it says C228A is the connector for the HVAC module. The temperature door actuator is considered C2092. The air distribution door is considered C236. We don't really have to do anything with that other than unplug it, and I already did that. So at this point, the first thing we need to do is test the temperature door actuator. So we have to check for voltage on pins 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. Number 5 on that connector is the only one that we're not checking voltage for. Okay, so with this test, we're checking to see if there's any short to voltage. This is the first step. So I have it on the first pin in this connector here, and the ground is going to the black connector, which is it's pin number 3. It's a black and gray wire. It is a ground, and I think that that's also the connector that we're going to be checking for the rest of this, you know, test here. So basically, yeah, so we have to check all 5 out of 6 of these pins here, and if there is voltage, then there's obviously an issue. Something's shorted to voltage, and if not, we go to the next step. So this one here, it's going to be hard for me to show you guys the meter and try to maneuver all this. So this is reading, you know, it's kind of fluctuating a little bit, but it's at 0 or -0. So we'll go to the next one, number 2. It's also 0. Number 3. 0. Number 4. Yeah, 0. We skip 5. We go to number 6. It's 0. Keeps bouncing around like negatives and stuff, but it's, like I said, we got a paper clip here. It's kind of challenging a little bit. Okay, so our next test is to sorry, I'm moving around here. We're checking for a short to ground, and in this case we are checking for resistance using the same connector. So ignition off for this test. We're going to do the same thing. So we keep this guy over here plugged into the ground, and we go through this same connector here. Sorry guys. So we're going to check for resistance greater than 10,000 ohms. So in pin number 1, I could assume that the out of limits is greater than 10. Okay, we skip 5, we go to 6. And that thing's plugged in over there, so none of these have a reading. So I'm assuming it's greater than 10,000 ohms. God. Alright. So now we have to check. We're checking for an open between this connector here and the black one right there, coming out for the control unit. So we're gonna keep it on the same setting here. So we should have resistance, or wait, is there resistance less than 3 ohms? If yes, then we go to the next test. If not, we have to repair the circuit in question. Okay, so now we have to jump things around. This is going to be challenging. Okay, sorry guys. So I just did let's see. So we did 2. We're going to go. I'm going to do this again. I just shut the camera off for a second. So 1 and 6, we did that. We had about 2 ohms showing up on the meter. So this one here. So now we're in pin 2 on this connector, and we have to go to pin number 12 on this one. And again, we should have less than 2 ohms, or 3 ohms. My bad. So that's 9, 10, 11, and 12 here. I have to kind of hold these because this thing here is really tough to set in here. So this one's going between 1 and 2 ohms. Now it's mainly 1. So there's that. Okay, so now we're going to go 3 and 13. So we're going to move this to number 3. It's nice and tight feeling. this has to be on 13, so it's one over from where we were. Right? Nope, that's still 12. My bad. We're good. There we go. There we go. Alright, so we have... This one is going between 2 and 3 ohms. I'm so sorry that all you can see is my arm. 2 ohms. Okay. So now we go to pin 4 and 14. So number 4, get that in there nice. And 14. So 13, here's 14 here. Meters reading, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, between 2 and 3. We skip pin 5 and we go to number 6. So we're gonna go 6. And pin number 5 on the other one. So we're going back up a row. Let's see, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, meters reading. 1, 2, 3. These all look like they're having the same outcome, so yeah, this one's down to 2 ohms. So that seems to be within spec. Is there resistance less than 3 ohms? Go to number 4. So check the temperature door actuator circuits for a short together. So now we're doing everything in this connector itself. So we're measuring for ohms, right? It's supposed to be greater than 10,000. Oh, there's a lot of combinations here. Pin 1. Wow. Alright, so positive lead. We're going to go positive lead to back to pin number 1. And we're going to measure 2, 3, 4, and 6 on pin 1. Oh, it's going to be tight. Alright, so 2, here's 2. It's out of limits, it's not, doing anything. Okay, 4. And 6. Alright. Those are all good. So now we're doing 2, 2, 2, and... Alright, so on pin 2 will be the positive lead. And we do 3, 4, and 6 with this one. So positive lead, we're going to go to 2. And now we're doing 3. Nothing. 4. And 6. Alright, and now the last few here, we have to do positive on 3 and 4 and 6. So let's go to 3. And now we're going to go 4. And 6. Nothing there. And lastly 4 and 6. Nothing there. Alright, so from here we move on to the next test. So basically, the next thing it says is to check, for correct temperature door actuator operation. With the ignition off, inspect the connectors, repair corrosion, damaged or bent pins, pushed out pins, reconnect all connectors and see if they latch correctly, operate the system. So technically, we did that, with the fact that that's basically all we've been doing, really. But if it fails, it says install a new door actuator. So I can simply just go like this. We installed a new door actuator. But since it's because of the test, let's go ahead. We'll plug these back in real quick here. Okay, so that's plugged in. I'm gonna go over here, plug in the air distribution door actuator. Alright. That took a while. Alright. So now we see if it all works. We unplugged it so it reset itself again. Uh-oh. 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 Something happened. That's not good. Is this... Oh, it's not working at all. Okay, hold on a second. Let's double check. Alright guys, we're back. One of these wasn't plugged in all the way. So it's still set on high. That new actuator still set to 100. And it's not doing anything. It's not moving. Yes, it is. What? It's working. It's turning now. What in the heck? Here, I'll move it the other way. So it went to low. No, it didn't. It went to 62, but that's close enough. Let's change it. And now it's not working. It did change. How very strange. My battery's dying. Well, let me plug it into the other thing and see what happens. Well, I plugged in the old one and it's dead. It's not doing anything. That's weird because yeah, that new one did turn. It did reset. How bizarre was that? Now it won't do it again. There it goes. Well, guys, these last two videos in regards to this matter have just been all over the place, and I apologize for all of the I don't know, all the randomness that has taken place. It was starting to get late anyway, and we had errands to run before the weekend's up, so I basically threw everything back together. So there is one thing that I didn't get to film as I was, kind of putting everything back together, and that was the fact that when I was putting the actuator that we bought from the parts store, when I was putting it back in the box, I happened to notice the connector side of said actuator, and noticed that there are only 2 pins in this connector. So they sold me the wrong connector, or the wrong actuator. Most of those actuators all look the same, and a lot of them do have the same connector. That being a 2-pin connector on that actuator is probably, it was probably the recirculation door actuator is what they probably sold me. Because obviously the one that's in the dashboard that we're dealing with, there was 5 wires in that connector, so there's 5 pins on that. So that may also be another reason why this thing was not working and responding right away. I would hope so anyway. But yeah, it was the completely wrong part that they sold me anyway. So what a disaster this whole process has been. Definitely, went into this a lot more than I was hoping more than I was hoping I would have to. And, I'm just hoping that, for the most part, I want to say the actuator is at fault originally. Because for us to actually get the new thing to turn on command does tell me that, that control head, the module itself, is trying to do its job. It probably would have worked a lot better if we actually had the right part and plugged it in the first time. But that being said, I'm glad that we were actually able to get to the actuator without having to take the dashboard apart. Now, honestly, I don't know how easy that's going to be to remove, if we can even remove it from that little cavity there in the dashboard. So I don't know. I was getting frustrated because, all of the stuff that's going on, I don't know what to believe. The part, it still isn't working. I started thinking it was the control head, and then we thought that maybe that cabin temp sensor was going to fix it, because now it's reading better and it knows, what's going on with the car, and there's just so much, that was happening. So we did do the pinpoint test, and like I said, everything passed the pinpoint test. It all led back to the actuator, and when we did plug that one in and it moved, then it pretty much proves that the current actuator in the dashboard is at fault. So I'm going to get the right part, and that's it. We will tackle this in a future vlog real soon. I got other things to deal with in the next few vlogs that you guys are going to see. So that is it. This was a very crazy afternoon in regards to this. Beautiful day to go to the junkyard, our first junkyard run for the year. And it was a nice day. At least we did find that cabin temp sensor. That was only the really good thing that came out of doing all this. Still wish we could have found the evap purge, but again, that's something else I will have to get elsewhere. And that's it. So a lot more than I bargained for with this whole temperature thing going on. That's it, guys. So if you did stick around for both of these vlogs, during this whole situation, thanks thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and that's all that I have for today. I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.